Hi everybody, I'm Tony Pentelresco at Herbs Plus and Beadworks, located in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I'm a herbalist, naturalist, mad scientist, and crackpot all in one. Anyway, today we're going to make a cologne. And we're going to use essential oils in making our colognes. And the reason why we're using essential oils is because essential oils have strong protective properties. They're very high in antioxidants, they're very high in assisting the body in fighting off bacterial infections, viral infections, fungal infections, mutating infections, you name it, they work on it. And as I alluded to in another segment, essential oils, in my humble opinion, are the nth degree in herbalism. Now, some may dispute that, say it's a totally different science. That's their call. That's how I see it. Now, today we're going to use some of the essential oils. Cajeput will be one of them. Cypress will be another. Essential oil of orange. And essential oil of grapefruit. Now, the reason why I chose this is because this is what I prefer, and this is because of the healing properties and the protective properties that these oils all have. Again, they're antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. What I do when I make my cologne is I'll spray them on my clothing. Sometimes I spray them on my skin, but sometimes I spray them on the clothing. And what happens is it puts a protective barrier around me. As a result, when my body temperature goes up, it allows the scent of these oils to exude out. As a result, bacteria doesn't come in. Sometimes bugs won't even get near you. Fungus won't get near you. Viruses don't get near you. And everyone's worried about viruses. Oh, we got this so-called virus and this and that. These things can protect you. Now, what you're going to need, an old-fashioned alcohol, 80 proof vodka. You try to get it as distilled as possible and as filtered as possible. It's clean. There's nothing in it. You're going to need a funnel of some kind. We're using a 2-ounce bottle. And your essential oils. Now, what I do, how I do it, how I've been taught, is take your oil, put 1 to 3 drops of whatever you want to put in there. So I'm putting in grapefruit, 1, 2, 3, 4. Putting 4 drops of grapefruit. Ooh, that's a beauty. That is such a beauty. This helps so much in digestion. It's very close to lemon in a lot of ways. Okay, orange, essential oil orange. Now, as you can see, I got different varieties of essential oils. Some people ask me, why am I using these specific oils? Primarily because I've only found one source of good oils in Canada. And unfortunately, the woman who had those oils moved to the next level. She passed on. So since then, I've not found really any oils that have that high, what they call a resonancy or frequency and of quality. These are not bad, there are better. But for today's segment, these will do, and they'll work just as well as any other oil. Another thing to know, any of the oils that you buy, if there's citrus, if there are certain specific spices like rosemary, sage, and thyme, don't get caught up in buying this brand or that brand. They're pretty well all the same. When you start talking about the more elaborate oils like yarrow, blue chamomile, rose, jasmine, then you want to spend the good money because those oils are worth their weight in gold. Okay? Anyway, this is the essential oil of orange, which is good for tumors, pancreatic. Again, 4 drops. Some of them will pour like crazy, so be careful. They will start to fuse. Now, there's 2 segments on thought when you do this. Some will tell you let it sit for a week. Some will tell you sit for a couple days. What I have found is you can do it right away. Put the vodka in there, the alcohol content in there, and it will change in the 2 or 3 week time frame anyway. What the alcohol does is it allows these essential oils to mix quicker and faster. Okay, so now I'm adding cypress. Ooh, that's a beauty. That's such a smell. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm adding 4 drops of each. I want it a bit on the strong side. Cypress is good for the skin. It's good for a lot of different things, again, for protecting the body from different pathogens. And finally, cajeput. Now, It's funny because I make these sometimes as a men cologne, and I've had women come into the store, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they smell the men colognes, and they wind up buying them. They prefer them over the more floral scents. Now, give it a bit of a mix. Doesn't have to be elaborate. Oh, they start intermingling, fusing, and getting all integrated with each other. This stuff is amazing. I was talking about a book in another segment by Jean Valnet, The Art of Aromatherapy. Excellent book. I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, this is going to be a trick. Okay. Get your funnel. If that doesn't work, get a cup with one of these lips on it. Either way, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. I think, I got her in there. We're going to see if this works. If not, we'll stop and pour the other one. Now, look at that, eh? Being alchemist here. Dun-da-da. Got the music and everything. Now, just keep your eye on this so you don't overflow it. Pour it slow. And as you can see, the oils are starting to rise and mix with the alcohol. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Starting to talk to each other, saying, hello, we're here. Now always leave enough space at the top, because you still got to put something inside, and that will take up volume, okay? So there we go. Woo. Now that's really getting there. Now this is a mister. So we'll mist the cologne on your system. Now what I do, see, you're going to have a little bit of extra. You can jam it all in there if you like, or you can take a scissor, cut it down a bit. See, you're still going to have a wee bit, but not like you had before. Actually, you might still have a little too much. But you want it so that it goes in there and sort of lays kind of flat on the bottom. So maybe just a wee bit more. There we go. Okay, because when you put it in and you screw it up, it's because it's going to go down a little deeper. It's going to kind of curl down. So you put it in there. See what it did? That's what you want. Now, there's a thing called percussing. Percussing basically means you take an object like this and you use it to strike against something else. Okay, so you're taking the cologne you just made, you're going to percuss it. I'll percuss it about 20 times. Now all the reading I've read on the ancients, the eclectics in the past who did these kind of things, would percuss anywhere from 20 to 80 times so that the molecules, what they were doing, would compact that much more. They say anything less than 20 wouldn't really suffice. So, who am I to question some of the more elaborate geniuses prior to me? So anyway, put it in. So I actually did about 40. See there? Look at it. You can see there's been a change. You can see there's been a change. Okay, it's mixed. Now what you can do, you can spray it. Ooh, it's got a nice smell. Okay, now that's going to change. I usually let it sit for a couple days anyway like this, because right now it's got a certain smell and it's jaded a certain way. You can smell the cypress a little bit more and smell the cashput a little bit more. Eventually the orange and the grapefruit will also have its way, and they'll sort of go up and down, up and down, up and down until they balance out with each other. And what you do, so you know what you did, right? You'll take a labeler,